All right, now we're in business.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
Thanks to you, man. Thanks to you. I really enjoy everything you guys are doing through the podcast. It's like uh, such a good learning experience for everyone involved in hospitality. And I'm in a point of my life where my professional life where listening to so many people is such a good download of information to my way to operate. And it's amazing. I have learned so much. So thank you for
That's
that.
awesome, man. Well, actually, okay, so do this. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Herman Bracho. He's Herman because he's from South America, Venezuela. I'm a chef as a profession. I went to school, culinary school in my hometown. I didn't finish it because the situation in Venezuela is not necessarily the best. It hasn't been the best lately, well, lately the last 20 years. So long story short, I started my own catering company there. And that was the way that I got involved in the business. We're talking about 12, 13 years ago. And I have my own catering company. I was working as a private chef for parties and stuff and companies. And after, on 2014, I chose to leave my country and come to US looking for, exactly following my growth, what I was looking for. And um, literally has been an incredible experience since I came to US in 2014. It was amazing. It has been amazing. The learning process has been amazing. Yeah.
Where are you now? Are you at Bond Street?
I'm at Bond Street. I'm working with them right now. I'm working as a contractor. Okay. I started as a chef, as I told you, in Venezuela. Then I came to Houston, Texas first. I stayed there for a year and a half working as a sous chef on steakhouses, Brazilian, Argentinian, such a good food. And then I moved to New York, continue my whole process growing as a sous chef in many other companies in Chelsea, in New York. Then I started as a chef on Black Tack Burgers and Shake, which is a really, I was the chef in there on the on the meatpacking location. I stayed there for a couple of years. And then I got the chance to go as an executive chef to Black Tap in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Yeah, it was an amazing option. Long story short, I couldn't make it because of my immigration status. I was in the process so I have to reject the option. And after that, I started working as a general manager in a coffee shop in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Actually, Bushwick is where I live. So after starting there as a GM, I started jumping from that specific place to a Venezuelan restaurant, which is it was really nice to go back to the Venezuelan food industry, because it's part of my roots. And I finished with them this last summer on 2021, and then I started my own consulting company. That's when Bond Street comes to the picture. So I've been with them since November as a consultant, and it has been a really good experience because I have the knowledge from the back of the house, the front of the house, and it's really good to apply in small businesses, small restaurant owners that they invest for sure to open a restaurant, and they don't know necessarily how to operate. They know how to look at it. And well, that's what I am right now with them.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Good deal, man.
Yeah.
That's a great journey. First, okay. So let me just thank you because you were one of the kind people who reached out to us when we were dealing with this ransomware and sent a very nice note through Instagram saying, hey, we got your back. And man, that stuff was like oxygen, Herman, for us during that time, because it was really scary not knowing if, I mean, this is our whole livelihood, and we were locked out of it. So I just thank you to you from all five of us.
Thanks to you.
Sincere.
Thanks
Really
to you.
appreciate it. And so that's, how you and I got connected to do this. And I'm curious, man. I can tell you really love what you do, just the way you talk about it.
Yes.
What is it about hospitality? I mean, we're really trying to feature people right now that have made hospitality a career on this podcast, and I'm going to keep doing it indefinitely, because it's amazing the people that I get the fortunate opportunity to speak to, like you, that it's just wonderful talking to people who love what they do. I mean, you're smiling, happy, you enjoy it. So it's about hospitality, man. I mean, what draws you to it?
Since I was a kid, South America, Latin culture, Latin blood, hospitality has been through my family, like as a normal basis. We celebrate mostly everything, which involves, receiving people in your house and stuff. So I have always been like involved somehow in a natural way, and at this point, where I am right now on my profession, I believe that hospitality business is a mindset. It's a lifestyle, because literally you live through it. Like literally you have to live through it. And what I like the most is, like, I don't know why I like to feel exposed in hospitality. I don't like to feel exposed on any other stuff. And in hospitality, it's amazing. It gives me the chance to show that the business people look at hospitality business as something like a getaway. Normally when you start in a restaurant, it's like a getaway for any other option that you might find, because it's cooking, it's cleaning, it's serving, is some stuff that naturally. But it doesn't mean that you necessarily are involved in the business. It's like something that you're doing to find some cash flow, basically. In my case, I've been 11 years so far. And the last 8 years, the hospitality for me has been like my way to live. I like the experience. I like the customers going to you and eating what you're creating, drinking what you're creating, giving you the feedback, talking to them. It's really cool when you see people coming to your place or to the place every day, and they look at you, they ask you how you're doing, how's your wife, it's a constant building network that I believe is something that if you like it, you will evolve and grow in every aspect of your life, because once again, hospitality is surrounded by everything mostly. So I believe it's my way to go. I promote it a lot. I try to motivate the staff around me. And it's my way of working, my way of doing, until I get to my goal, which is having my own place, for sure. So it's
cool, huh? Having your own place.
Having my own place, my own restaurant, for sure. Yes, that's what I want.
Does it, like, you want to have your own place? Does that mean that you have an idea for it and a concept? Is it something you're planning slowly, or like?
Yes, I've been working on many business plans since I started. Something that I've been developing, because in Venezuela I used to have also management experience. I used to work for my father companies. So I was under his wing like for 15 years, and my father has always been in a really nice position structure-wise in every place. And having my own place, having my own restaurant is something that is my main goal, for sure, and that I want to put everything together, all the pieces together that I know how to operate, and put it outside for everyone to reach it to it. And that literally is my way to go. That's my path. And right now I'm in a really good let's say flow in order to get to that, for sure.
That's awesome, man. Is it going to be in New
uh,
York or?
New York, definitely. Yes, New York, definitely. I think like New York is hard for operate a restaurant, for sure. I also believe that this it will be established stronger foundation. The business will be, as a brand, will be well known. So that motivates me to keep it in here in New York, make it local, support local. I'm a 100% support of local vendors, local companies. We, let's say, a Bond Street right now, we have, it's a coffee shop, right? So it's this coffee shop. We have an amazing sandwich menus and a cold, hot breakfast menus. And we use, let's say, the bread is from 2 bakeries around the block. The proteins are coming from a butcher shop close to us. So that's what keeps, for my way to process small business, that's what keeps a healthy environment. And that's all that I think we should go for, because it's part of the structure of the neighborhood too, you know.
Yeah.
And that for me is the go-to. For me to go to keep an operation in a restaurant that is healthy, that supports local vendors, and that has a really nice, good product, for sure.
Do you find that through talking to customers that that they do they appreciate the importance of small independently owned hospitality businesses like Bond Street and other ones where you've been? Do you feel like they have more of a appreciation or respect for those businesses now that everybody's been through, not totally through, but almost through here with COVID, and things were shut down and people kind of realized, wow, these places that I love so much may not ever open again. Have you had those conversations with people, or are they more aware?
Yes. That's something that here in New York is something really cool. It's really cool. I see that here the community supports their businesses, okay, their local businesses. During the pandemic, after, previous the pandemic, in every spot that I've been working, we have a solid regular clientele, which covers the overhead. So when you see that, you are, okay, I have a good product, I have a good community, so you talk to them, and they, during the whole pandemic, they were like coming to get the orders, the pickup. They were giving us idea how to establish, because everyone was learning everything. Every single day, we have to adjust to a new policy, to a new guideline, and no one knew what was coming after, So even with all that kind of, that creates also friction in between businesses owners, in between customers too, so many stuff they have to learn. However, let's say, during the pandemic, I was working on Caracas Arepa Bar, which is actually, that's where I found the schedule flag, by the way.
Where was
it? Caracas Arepa Bar. It's a Venezuelan restaurant in Williamsburg. And they also have another location in the Rockaways, the beach. The owners are outstanding, like everything, like they're amazing. Yes. So with them, I understood how important it is to keep a healthy communication and operation. And every time the customer used to come to us, their interaction was like, keep it, hold it, we're going with you, we're not gonna leave, we're gonna order. Of course, the sales were like down, for sure. I mean, it makes sense, right? but we were always keeping the head out of the water. And it was because the community was supporting the businesses for sure. And even in Bond Street that I just started 4 months ago, their regulars are like literally will a daily basic regular. So that shows you they're supporting you. They want you to stay open. They want you to be with you. They like your product and they want you to grow. So in giving you a more short answer to your question, I believe that New York is a strong community-based business and the support is outstanding. You get to see many other restaurants are closing, many others are opening for sure. Like it goes to so many part of the business, the reason why you can close, you know. But the community is always there, always there. So as long as you keep your doors open, you have a really great service, and you show them that you are doing this with passion to keep everything good, at least for them, the regulars, they're amazing with you. So I believe the support is great.
How do you, is somebody who's been in hospitality for a while now, I've always found it so admirable that before the pandemic, that people in hospitality deal with so many fires, if you will, all the time. There's always something happening. Something breaks. Mm-hmm. Somebody quits. A customer gets upset. I mean, it is like nonstop. So I always kind of looked at y'all and with a lot of awe and just the ability to navigate all that. And then COVID comes along, and then you have to just triple down on just figuring out like how do we get from one day to the next. But we got to keep pushing. And I find that to be a really amazing characteristic that seems to be ubiquitous within your industry, with people that have been in it a while and people that love it and that are successful at it. I feel like that's one of the most important life skills you can have. And I think you kind of touched on this earlier, but I mean, if you're able to master successfully owning and running a hospitality business, mm-hmm. You can kind of deal with almost anything.
Yes. Look, before the pandemic, I think everyone would like to be involved in the business as an owner. Everyone wanted to be involved somehow with serving. Of course, the back of the house labor is always solid. It doesn't matter if you have to rotate every single day people, if you have to, bring new ones, it's always solid, to be honest. And you just need to figure it out, as you say, a way to keep everything balanced, right? In my case, I think I'm built for this business. I think my brain works in hospitality. That's why for me, finding strategies, solutions, multitasking, as you say, a customer can say something is wrong, something might break, you might have an inspector at the same time, everything could happen at once. Hospitality is about that. It's about that. So for me, it's a skill that you develop through experience, and it's a passion that gives you some, I would say, compassion to take decisions now. Before everything was structured, before everything was yes or no, black and white. Today, you have to be a little bit more of like a human side, more than the business side, So compassion for me is important. Before, I used to work in kitchens where chef used to yell, break, like throw plates and like flip stuff. If you do that these days, you're gonna have an implosion in your business, So it's hard for people to understand that part, and that's why today we have a new wave, a new generation of employees, of people applying, because previous the pandemic, it was like, okay, we start from zero, like all the process that we were doing before, they're not the same. All the structures are not the same. We don't need the same amount of staff, or maybe we might need more. So it's a new generation that is coming, and I believe that they will have the motivation to understand how to be capable to handle a situation at any point of the service. I'm excited for that because I believe that I have a really good communication skills with people, customers, employees, vendors, owners. So I'm good with that. And that's what I try to transmit to them,
Yeah.
in order to keep the business health. I live in hospitality. I live through hospitality. My profession is through hospitality. I will do everything that I can to keep it. Everything that I can to keep it healthy, structure, system, everything. Like, you have to give tools. If you give the tools to your people, basic tools, not expensive, nothing like that, you can make it happen in an easy way. That's why I'm like, I support the schedule flight so much, because the tool is exactly what we need for a schedule. There is no, it's not like an Instagram for a schedule. It's not like a social media platform. It's literally the best structure that you can have in order to keep a simple schedule and efficient. Amazing. So that's what I believe. If you have those tools in place, you will have people more involved in how to go with any part or any situation on the restaurant, for sure. You're going to get stressed out, you might cry, you might leave, you might ask, you might say sorry. But if you're doing it from like a good place, you will make it happen. Like, there is ways to do it. So I support this 100%.
It was very nice of you to say about us, not necessary, but thank you, man. I mean, we appreciate that.
Thanks to you.
I'm glad that there's still people having, gone through the last 2 years that still have the passion that you do and still want to open restaurants. I mean, that was such a, unpredictable thing. Like, you would have never thought that, well, if something's going to come along that's going to basically shut every restaurant in the country down for weeks or months. I mean, It's just, what could ever do that? And then here we are. And then, so I would imagine it put a lot of fear in a lot of people about, is this, gosh, that's it became clear that restaurants, being that you've got lots of people gathered in a confined space, you've got food being prepared by people, giving to there are a lot of what risks or whatever you want to say that would come along with something like this, that, of course, they've always been there, that risk of, but when something like COVID hits, it accelerated that so much and so fast, and it's such large scale. So, but the industry is very resilient. It's been around forever, yes, and it'll be around. So it's great to hear, people that are still saying, doesn't matter, I love this, I want to do this, and whatever come along during our time, and whatever you and you're in place, then, and there will be those hurdles, you'll roll up your sleeves and figure out how to get through them.
Yeah, it's hard. It was really hard, and it was also interesting who and how to make everything happen during the pandemic. Like, in my case, the city shut down on the 13th of March, like many other places in the whole country, basically. And even though that I had the chance to just stay at home, continue my health code, to stay at home and follow the guidelines and not expose myself, because we didn't understand what was going on necessarily. Even with all that, and in New York, where we are like 9 million people living in this small island, I went back working on May, like I thought that, like when you work in restaurant, you think like you need, I would say, I want to have like a 3 months vacation, and that was like something that I always wanted to have. And when everything shut down, yes, it wasn't a vacation though, but it was a time off, and I couldn't hold more than a month and a half. I have to go back. I have to start. Okay, if this is happening and business are going to open again, I have to be there. I know that I have to learn how to do this. I have to also give my way of processing the whole COVID experience, that we were doing, and it was challenging like nothing else before for my professional experience. Challenging.
Yeah.
But we went through the whole pandemic. We did it. We support many other businesses too. We support foundations. Everything that as a human race you need to bring to the table, even though that is a business. And we made it happen. And I believe that we are more grounded now oh, sorry, hold on. Okay, we are more grounded now on business, on the restaurant business, and fighting everything that comes against us, as any other industry. I like to establish solid structures in order to my way to say it's like fortifying the structure for small business owners, expansion. That's what I'm looking for them, and that's what I also learned during the pandemic. You have to bring new packaging ideas, you have to bring new menus ideas, you have to bring new ways to reach out to the customer. You have to make a really good way so your overhead is covered by walk-in, and use the platform for revenue mostly, because the percentages and all the stuff that happens. So it was really, really challenging, to be honest. But today New York is coming back. I mean, New York is like going in a really hard and solid recovery. It's going to take some time for sure. But I think after we get out of this recovery, everything is going to bloom out. Like, it's going to be amazing. So it was a dark time. It is. It was a dark time for all of us too, like anyone else, but we're going to get through it. We're doing great. And I would love to, to bring as much as I can, my knowledge and my weight of believing in hospitality business to many other business owners. And that's what I've been doing. I created my own company, and that's the way that I'm approaching them now, So.
Well, Herman, look, you, to me, you're what hospitality is all about. And you exemplify that by reaching out to us. And, cause you didn't have to do that. And,
Thank you.
There are certain people that did, and it just went such a long way, and so appreciated. And I got to tell you, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I'm thrilled that we got connected. So we had this opportunity, and
thank you, Will.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad we had a chance to talk. I enjoyed this. Please pass along to your teammates there. We love y'all. We're proud to serve you. If you need anything, we're here for you. And
for sure, I'm gonna tell my previous bosses from Caracas Arepa Bar, Maribel Araujo, like the conversation that you can get to have with her is it's something that needs to happen if you can, because I will suggest you that for sure, because she's amazing. I can say no more than that. I will connect you guys for sure. I will do my best.
You mentioned that earlier, and that's literally I was going to ask you if you could, make an
Yeah,
introduction to something, because I mean, we're always looking for great people to
yeah,
talk to
for
for this
sure.
podcast. I would do 10 episodes a day if I could. I mean, I truly, it's my favorite thing to do is just talk to people that we serve and hear stories and learn and get connected to other good people. So please do make that connection. And also do me a favor, if you would, just shoot me through Instagram or however, send me a picture that you'd like me to use. So when I post
Okay,
this episode on the podcast in a couple of days, then, you know, I'll put
perfect.
it on Instagram too and tag you and so forth. So send me whatever you'd like me to use. And
Yes,
yeah, well, look, man, thank you very much.
thank you so much, Vero.
Appreciate it. If you ever need anything, I'm your man. Okay.
Thank you so much. I will do the best, and I will always keep you guys on my surrounded for sure. Like every place I go, I always start from scheduled flight because that's part of my structures. You know, that's part of what the my consulting is. You know, like tools also. So for sure, I will do that every single time.
I can't wait till you call me and tell me you're opening your own place one day, man. And
Thank
we'll
you so
definitely
much.
have a special moment. So good luck with that, man. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much.